What's up YouTube, Biz Matthew here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the true and real cost of wholesaling real estate. So this is actually in response to another video, what I wish I knew before starting wholesaling real estate. And one of the misconceptions that people always hear on YouTube is that there's no money involved, when in reality, it can get pretty expensive and there is a startup cost to this business. And for example, you have costs like subscription services, costs to get leads, costs to contact these leads. You have just different softwares you have to get and different things like that. So in today's video, we're going to discover that even more. And then on top of that, we're going to see what are ways that we can cut costs in our business and even different ways that we can find free leads in our wholesaling real estate business. Because it's good to know, okay, yeah, thank you, Matthew, for letting me know it does cost money, but how do you actually lower the cost of this business? So in today's video, we'll explore that even more. So before we go on, you all, just like this video, smash that like button. It really supports this channel. And then comment down below on different ways that you are cutting costs short in your wholesaling business. The first part of this business I want to talk about are leads, getting motivated sellers. So just like many of you all, I started using like ListSource for getting sellers leads. And it's just a website where you can pull lists of different sellers that hit a certain criteria that you can target to. For example, absentee owners, people in pre-foreclosures, high equity, and different things like that. And so on that website, I just pulled a list right now just to look at the cost. A list of about 2,000 records will cost you $334. So as a beginner, a person who doesn't have a lot of money, that can be a lot of money, right? Yes, that list can probably make you 10, 20 grand, but a lot of people don't have that money starting off with, right? And then on top of that, you have other subscription service like PropStream or Flipsters and other services that charges $97, $99 a month. Those are less expensive alternatives, but it does cost money. And so my thing is, let's, for example, on PropStream, if you're interested in PropStream, link down below, use my link, say Biz Matthew referred you and all that jazz. But on PropStream, it does cost $97 a month. And so I'm real and upfront with you all that it does cost money. However, you can pull 10,000 records every single month just for $97 a month. So not only did I tell you all the true cost of getting your leads, but I told you all an alternative to getting leads. So on ListSource, it's expensive, $334 for only 2,000 leads. But on PropStream, it's 10,000 leads for $97 a month. So that is one way you can lower your costs on seller leads in your wholesaling business. So with that also, I know that getting a subscription service, this may not fit in everyone's budget. I do have a video on how to get your wholesale deals with just $300 or less. So check out that video. One of the best ways you can get free leads is, if you're established, you can JV with other people, learn the business, learn under them, or even work for another wholesaler so you can save up some money so you can buy these services. Another thing is getting all market properties. Anyone has access to Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com. And with that, you can work with the realtor to send you discounted properties that you can still assign to your cash buyers. Another way that you can get wholesale leads is just by posting on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, just asking if anyone has a house that they're looking to sell, you will buy in cash. And so just going on these websites, which are completely free, no upfront cost, you can find leads that way. I actually got a deal on Facebook by following my city's fires department Facebook page, and I got a fire damage property under contract and ended up selling it, making close to $10,000, and that lead was completely free. What are some other true costs in your wholesaling business? So you have your leads, but how do you contact these people, right? So one way is direct mail. You all, direct mail can be very costly. Right now, since I do have some deals and saved up money, I use direct mail, but I understand as a beginner, that can be an expensive alternative. So for example, if you all look, I'm spending close to $500 every week on direct mail. So that's around $2 grand a month, and that can be very expensive, and a lot of people don't have that amount of money. So what are different ways that you can lower the cost of contacting your sellers? So one way is cold calling. Even though there is still a cost associated with it, and there's different pros and cons to cold calling compared to direct mail, it's still a cheaper alternative. right? So you have different services like Phone Burner, Call Twos, Mojo Dollars that charges anywhere from $100 to $150 a month for you to call people. So with contacting sellers, you need their phone numbers. So I'm just going through all the costs you all, so you all can be ready for wholesaling real estate to see if this is something that you all actually want to do. So with contacting your sellers, you have to get their phone numbers. So you find their phone numbers by just looking online, by doing something called skip tracing. Skip tracing, pulling data from someone's information and extracting the phone number so you can call them. So for example, I use this website called Batch Skip Tracing, or I just skip trace from PropStream sometimes. So that can range anywhere from 20 cents to 30 cents every single lead. And so that's just something you have to take into consideration when you want to do cold calling or something like SMS texting a seller. So far we talked about more of the costs on the acquisition side of wholesaling real estate, how to contact sellers, how to find sellers, and different things like that. And I told you all the real costs associated with it and different ways that you can lower your costs in your wholesaling business. Now let's talk about the disposition part. Let's say you have a motivated seller, they're ready to commit. What do you do next? Next, you have to put them under contract. Let's say you're doing virtual wholesaling. How do you send them the contract? You can do it over through email, but they can't sign on email, so you have to get another software service for that too. So for example, I use DocuSign. DocuSign, I believe, can range anywhere from $30 a month to $60 a month to send documents over so people can sign electronically online. To me, that's just a necessary cost that you have to eat up. But different ways that you can like just do that completely for free is that you can mail them the contract, email it over to them, have them print it out, and then email it back to you or mail it back to you in different ways like that. But I just like DocuSign because it's just so convenient. There's no printing out, there's nothing. They can just, it's just a click of a button. But that's one way. I guess that's another associated cost with the disposition side of wholesaling. And then now cash buyers. How do you blast out your cash buyers? Honestly, that side is mostly free because you'll get cash buyers by looking them up on Facebook groups, on Craigslist, and you just text them the information, you just cold call them, you just Facebook message them the information. So most of that is free. But where I can see costs being played into that is, let's say you have a list of 2,000. You have to have an email service that you're probably gonna have to pay every month for, that you can blast out your deals to on a monthly basis. Now let's talk about the title company. Well, with the title company, it just depends on what you want to do. So for example, let's say you wanna help out the property owner with their property tax. Which you don't have to do, but let's say you want to pay off some of it. What you can do, you can just have that come out of your assignment fee check. You don't have to come up front with the cash, but you can have your closing agent just take that out from your assignment fee. Or if you want to take on the closing costs, that's something that you can do. But usually I recommend my students just to have the cash buyer pay for the closing fees. So closing costs are not something that you really have to worry about because usually the cash buyer deals with that. So that's the gist of the cost of wholesaling real estate. So you have the acquisition side, leads, contacting the leads, and different things like that. You have the disposition side, getting contracts signed, finding a cash buyer, and title companies. And so as you all can see, there are costs associated with running or starting a wholesaling real estate business. But there are ways that you can lower the cost, the expenses of your wholesaling business, and even find free ways to make it work. At the end of the day, if you all really want to do it for free, just be creative, use your mind, and you can get free leads, and you can be on a deal with no money down, you all. You can find a lead from Craigslist, and then find a cash buyer on Craigslist, and then close it out. Buyer pays all closing fees, and that's completely free. You can go on market, work with the realtor, and different things like that. But I know with working with realtors, you still have to probably put an EMD down and different things like that, but you get that money back on your deal. So I hope you all really enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a like, and then comment down below on which of these techniques you are going to use in your wholesaling business. All right, you all, talk to you all later.